voting the day that we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
But to be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take it. Keep government open. We have to do those imminently, more imminently even, to address the full Obama agenda of building back better. And I love to say building back better than it's a bill that we could have freestanding, or a bill that is in the Eagle Act that is part of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Mr. Gregory Meeks bill. Kendrick, we're all very sad about losing Carrie Meek this week, so I referenced her son.
All right, guys, so that right there is a clear demonstration of why we need term limits, right? Why we need term limits, because we have 80-year-old politicians in office that are completely incoherent, and Nancy Pelosi is one of them, right? Just think about it. She is 2 heart attacks away, right, from being president of the United States. Now, the current president of the United States is also incoherent, okay? So 2 out of the top 3 most powerful people in this country politically are both incoherent. And I'm not sure if Kamala is really all that much better considering how bad she is. But we do have some good news, kind of, sort of, about Nancy Pelosi, as it looks like that she may retire. She's expected to retire after the 2022 midterms. Now, this is a big deal and a not so big deal at the same time. And it basically depends on what happens next year, as the GOP is expected to blow out the Democrats in the House, and they might win back the Senate as well, right? And depending on what happens there is basically going to determine how big of a deal this actually is. But so let's go ahead and break down what could possibly happen here and go from there. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is expected to retire after the 2022 midterms, the Washington Post reported Monday. While rumors have been swirling for months about Pelosi's next moves, amid projections the Republican Party is to retake the House in 2022, Washington Post named several successors to replace Pelosi. Now, this is kind of a big deal, right? Because whoever replaces Pelosi is basically going to control which direction the Democrat Party moves in. Now, generally speaking, the Democrat Party as a whole, they're definitely moving left, right? They're giving in to the woke left. But make no mistake, the establishment Democrats are not necessarily the same as the progressive Democrats, okay? The establishment Democrats are woke, but they're not necessarily all on board with some of the more economic progressive policies that people like AOC and the squad are on board with, right? That's the main difference. Both are woke, right? However, I don't think they're completely on board with each other when it comes to some of the more economic policy initiatives, right? And I think that's the big difference. However, whoever replaces Pelosi is going to control which direction the party goes in. Even though, I mean, they're going to go left regardless. It's just a matter of how far left. That's the real question. Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York is the early favorite to become the next Democratic leader, but the maneuvering for power has just begun, the publication reported. Also mentioning as potential candidates Representative Ro Khanna, Majority Leader Stine Hoyer, and Majority Whip James Clyburn. Quote, I think we want leadership that bridges some of the different ideological wings of the party, that is committed to listening to all of the perspectives, that will be capable of helping the Senate or things that have stalled in the House, Khanna told the Post. But whoever it is, I hope they would adopt progressive positions and also listen to the broad caucus and build consensus. So this is Ro Khanna, who's a part of the progressive wing, basically saying, listen, we hope that we can get a leader in here that can bridge the gap between the establishment Democrats and the progressives. Now, there is a difference, right? There's a difference. Because if you guys remember, the progressive wing of the Democrat Party, in regards to the House, they're the ones that were kind of opposed to the bipartisan infrastructure bill passing, right? They're the ones that actually voted against it because they couldn't get the more progressive Build Back Better plan to go along with it. Okay, so that was a big thing in the House for a few months when Biden was trying to pass the Build Back Better plan, was the progressives basically trying to get in the way of the bipartisan infrastructure package. Okay, so I just want people to understand that there is a difference, and this actually does matter in regards to how progressive the Democrat agenda actually will be. Though more senior members of the Democrat Party may be favored to win the speakership, Representative Pramila Jayapal, who represents the Congressional Progressive Caucus as chair, may also run for the position to cement the far left atop a Democrat House leadership. Let me say something real quick about Pramila Jayapal, okay? She shouldn't even be allowed to run for speakership. She shouldn't even be allowed in Congress because she's one of these woke left progressives that keeps criticizing Elon Musk for not paying his fair share, right? Keeps saying that he made billions of dollars that he's not paying taxes on, even though he actually didn't, right? Because Tesla's stock appreciated. She keeps getting income and net worth mixed up because she knows literally nothing at all about financial literacy. Okay, she knows absolutely nothing. She might be one of the most financially illiterate members of Congress. And I already told you guys, I think that you have to be able to pass a financial literacy test to run for Congress, okay? I know that's probably not constitutional. I get it. But I am so sick and tired of seeing these politicians play the American people, right, in regards to how taxes work, how money works in this country, okay? And part of the reason why is because some of these people in Congress don't know themselves. Again, like Pramila Jayapal, okay? Which is why I think that if she actually won House speakership, this country is doomed, right? This country is absolutely doomed if any one of these progressives win, because they would drive this country into an insurmountable amount of debt. I mean, we're already there, but they would do it even more so, right? Remember, these guys are the same people that wanted to spend like $10 trillion on the Build Back Better plan. They wanted $10 trillion. $10 trillion. Okay, that's what they wanted. So again, these people would literally drive us so deep into debt that the dollar would probably become worthless. Just I mean, really worthless, right? I mean, we're talking about hyperinflation, okay? Some Venezuela type stuff going on here. That's probably what happened under these progressives, right? So I'm hoping and praying that one of them does not win the House speakership or the leadership in the Democratic House. Quote, I think there was a holding a power model that worked very well for a long time, and I think it is more about a recognition of different centers of focus within the Democrat caucus that have been bought in and brought together. Jayapal told the Post, it takes some acceptance of more decentralized leadership. Rumors of Pelosi's retirement come as two staffers abandoned Pelosi's office in December, a pattern that suggests Pelosi may retire after the 2022 midterms. You know, it's a damn shame that an 80-year-old woman is still in office, right? I don't understand how you can be this old and still in office. She's clearly beyond her prime, okay? She should have been forced out years ago. She should have been forced out years ago because she's literally been in Congress forever, okay? The Post is not the only media outlet to speculate about Pelosi's retirement. CNN reported in November Pelosi may honor her promise and retire because of the unlikelihood of the Democrats' ability to maintain the House. So this is kind of a big deal, right? And the reason why she may retire if the Democrats can't maintain the House is because if they get swept in the House, which is predicted they're going to happen, at that point, Pelosi doesn't really have any power, right? She becomes the minority leader in the House. And that's going to be a tough 2+ years of her having to deal with having no power. Right. So at this point, she might as well just kind of step down. And at that point, whoever's going to take her role, right, as leader, they will be in a position where they're going to be minority leader, which means they're not really going to have as much responsibilities as the actual speaker would. Right. So that's why she's just going ahead and say, you know what, I might just retire right now. OK. And the fact that she's even putting out rumors of retirement suggests that the Democrats think they're going to get blown out. Right. That's what they think internally. They already know what is about to happen. They know. Okay. In August, Atlantic Magazine reported Pelosi will resign from her leadership role sometime in the not-so-distant future, probably after next year's midterm elections. House Speaker Pelosi will announce that she's stepping down, the article read. All right, so here's the thing. If they end up winning the House, I can see Pelosi end up staying. And the reason why is because at that point, it's probably better to have her, somebody that has been there, done that, still in leadership, rather than to give it to somebody else who doesn't necessarily have the experience. And this is important because it's going to be Biden's last 2 years to fix his presidency. And he's going to need somebody in the House, leadership in the House, that's actually going to help him move his agenda forward. Okay, yeah, I know Pelosi is basically past her prime, but she's still a pretty savvy, politician, right? Even though, again, she's a nutcase and she is basically expiring, she's still, again, a pretty savvy leader, okay? So you can't take that for granted, the fact that she's been there, done that. So I think that if they win, she'll probably stay. If they lose, she's definitely out. Republicans are expected to flip the House by a large margin, with Democrats holding approximately a 5-seat advantage. Republicans must win in at least 6 seats to retake the House. State redistricting and failed Democrat policies of high crime, immigration, inflation, and the coronavirus are reportedly factors in Republican chances. Yeah, so, hey, I mean, this, in my opinion, right, the rumors that Nancy Pelosi is going to retire, I don't think that these will be coming out if the Democrats actually thought they would win in 2022. I think that this is a strong indication that she's probably on the way out, okay? And whoever takes her place, because this is something that is voted on, whoever takes her place is going to control the direction of the Democrat Party. They will control how far left the Democrat Party is going to go in regards to policy, okay? Now, the interesting thing, in my opinion, is if the GOP actually wins, who will be the House Speaker? Will it be Kevin McCarthy or will it be somebody else, right? Will the GOP actually rally behind somebody else? There's rumors out there. People like Matt Gaetz wants Trump to be House Speaker, even though I don't think Trump would actually want to be House Speaker. But I'm just saying, I think that there's some interesting things that are going to happen in 2022, especially if the GOP takes the House as expected. But hey, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.